Hello, beloved friends. It's such a delight to be back with you for part 5 of The Untethered Soul, based on Michael A. Singer's book. Wonderful material to free ourselves and create liberation of our soul from that which we have defined ourselves as in life. And we've gone through part 1, which was awakening consciousness, and you can go back and watch our videos on this. They're on our Unity Bay Area Houston channel or on Kira Bear channel. You can find them, and we're so delighted to share this material and move us into part 5, which is living life. So we began with awakening consciousness and then experiencing energy. What is it to open ourselves to the infinite flow of energy and no longer cling to or resist the flow of energy because of old experiences of pain or disharmony or dissonance within our being, and clinging to what we thought was necessary? When we free ourselves and begin to sit into those experiences and allow feelings to flow, just like when you're driving down a road and your trees are passing you, you don't have any relationship or clinging, or they just pass through. So when we learn to allow those feelings and those things to get unstuck and notice the places where we got stuck because of past beliefs, because of wounding and pain, and we again go sit into that, allow it to rise up and pass through, we get set free. And suddenly we're experiencing the fullness of infinite energy that's available to us when we untether our soul from those places we've been, those beliefs in ourselves. And we begin to experience everything as a flow of energy. And we notice, is our energy flowing with this divine source, or are we blocked in some way? Are we in resistance? And when we do that, then we move into part 3 that we went into in our book series, was freeing yourself. Learning, as we're talking about here, to free ourselves and open our hearts fully, to live from an open heart, to no longer shut down and have that tendency that when something is fearful to contract and begin to shut away ourselves. And the true free flow of energy is from an open heart, where our true wisdom, where our true energy source with the infinite is available. So we begin to open ourselves, not only experience the energy, but set free that fear in us that has run us for too long, who has collaborated with the voice in our head, the inner roommate that has bullied us into believing we need to buy into fear. And instead, we begin to live with an open heart, live with the flow of these universal energies that are available to us. And when we do that, we move into what was last week's section 4 on going beyond. We go beyond who we've known ourselves to be, and we begin to really associate ourselves with the divine being, the infinite being that we are, with the consciousness and awareness that is always the essence of all of life energy. And as we associate with that conscious awareness and that life energy, we begin to allow a new flow, and we go beyond the parameters and limitations that we've placed on ourselves out of a desire or need to feel that we need to do that to keep safe. And instead, we find our trust in the ever-flowing conscious awareness, in the ever-flowing awareness of life. And we choose to consciously engage that and go beyond those limitations that we've placed on ourselves in the past, or places we've shut down, and we begin to open and align with that divine flow, with that infinite flow. And so as we do that, as we open ourselves to and come into the place where we sit in the center of our being, we move into this part 5. Part 5 is really about living life from experience to experience to experience. When we are no longer blocked, when we have freed ourselves from those places of fear, from those automatic responses or the voice that would tell us there's something to be fearful from, we begin to live life from this seat of consciousness where we are at a center point. We are in alignment with that flowing energy, and we become a source of creativity of inspired living. We no longer fear life itself. We begin to allow life to teach us in every moment, to move us forward, to know that we are provided for in every experience. See, this is the place where when we free up that energy and start to live from it, then joy is our natural state. The joy that is our natural essence begins to bubble forth, and we move through life joyful, peaceful, in harmony with life itself, not fighting against it or fighting against ourselves at some level, because what we truly love and desire is to live full out, to contemplate death itself and know that we don't need to be afraid of death. What we're really afraid of is life. And when we live fully, death is another experience of life and nothing more. And if we allow death to be another experience of life, and we agree that we want to live in the fullness of an open-hearted, flowing energy moment by moment by moment, we start to choose a different way of being. And when we do that, we begin to feel this flow of energy and access to it, and notice when we start to shut down and just choose to open ourselves, to be present to the experience that's available to us. We, in each given moment, clear anything as it comes to us, and we begin to feel a contraction or a shutdown. We recognize it's a call to clear that energy so that we are free to live full on moment by moment. See, we begin to no longer go through the extremes of life. It takes a lot of energy to hold those extremes at bay or to hold them in place. But when we're living in the middle way, what we call, all traditions call the middle way, the seat of centered awareness, we observe and experience all the things that go on, but we don't identify ourselves as that which has to go to those various extremes. We identify ourselves as that which is the center point of existence, the awareness itself that is moving through. And when we do that, we start to recognize that all the universe, whether you call it God, or you call it energy, or you call it Shakti, Shanti, Om, Chi, energy, whatever you might call it, principle, there is only this essence of love, the essence of the purity of an infinite love that is always flowing forth in new creative ways. And we start to see and experience life from that loving essence, the loving essence that is the nature of us. And as we love ourselves in that way, we experience life from that experience of flowing consciousness, flowing awareness. And we experience it as an opportunity to play in the ever unfolding journey. We begin to relax into ourselves and trust. We trust ourselves. We trust life. We trust the universe. We trust this divine source that is sourcing us. And we're no longer identified with that self that would keep us in bondage. We begin to live in the free fall, in the free flow, and in the joy and harmony of life. And that, from that place, we create a world that is in harmony. We see each and every one as just maneuvering with the places in themselves that have been wounded. So we have pure love and see them with the eyes and the light of the truth of their being. And we begin to celebrate who they are and celebrate who we are in every moment. And we create a world that we all desire, a world that flows with love and joy and harmony and peace. And even when it doesn't, we experience that inside of ourselves. Please, let me say thank you, first of all, for all of you who have subscribed and liked our videos. Press the bell. And we'd love to have you join us at Unity Bay Area Houston, in person or Facebook live stream this Sunday at 10:30. And wherever you are, may you find the freedom of an untethered soul. God bless you, friends.